Hello, and welcome to the Art of Flipping. Today we have 29 CDs that I plan to list on eBay or other online platforms in 23 lots. And I gathered these CDs on 2 trips to a large chain thrift store. And the CDs that I found consist mainly of electronica, but there's quite a few other genres too. Let's get down to it. The first couple of CDs are ones I'm going to put in my personal collection, or at least foster them for a while. Gladys Knight and the Pips' Christmas album, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, It's a Mystery, an electronica album and double CD set called Future, A Journey Through Electronic Underground. The first song on there has Julian Anderson with Extremis, but there's a lot of, to me, much more interesting artists. Brian Eno, Harold Budd and Brian Eno, and Jaw Wobble with Brian Eno. But there's quite a few other things too. I like to give this one a try. If I decide I don't like it, I can list it for $14. I haven't included the values of this Future CD or Philip Glass, Robert Wilson, Einstein on the Beach, the opera by Philip Glass, and it's a 3 CD set that would list for about $15. I have not included those values because those are things I don't intend to resell. The remaining CDs are CDs that I plan to list for resale, although in a couple of cases over here, the value is so low, I'm just going to lot them up or figure out some way of disposing of them. So let's go through them. The first CD is Regatta 69, Fat Free. I got a list for about $18. It's a ska punk band out of North Carolina. I had never heard of them, and I ought to give it a listen. The next CD is sealed, but it's got a crack on the case. It's Christmas Variety Show from the University of Northern Iowa Varsity Men's Glee Club. It's a live show they did. Even with the crack case, sealed up like that, it ought to list for about $7. The next one is a jazz CD, Pancho Sanchez, Soul Sauce, Memories of Cal Hader. And I'm sure I mispronounced that. Sorry about that. That'll list for about $10. The next CD, I'm getting another difficult to pronounce thing. It's D'Oyly Carte Opera Company, Gilbert and Sullivan, Iolanthe. It's worth about $12. They move kind of slow, these D'Oyly Carte Opera Company sets like this, but they do sell. The next day when I went back, I found the same opera company, again, Gilbert and Sullivan, Pirates of Penzance, and the even more famous Gilbert and Sullivan opera, The Mikado. I intend to lot the 3 of them up, along with a Pinafore CD. These are in near mint, all 3 of them. They're just really nice the whole way around. The cases, the CDs, everything. The Pinafore, unfortunately, isn't, and I'm either going to toss it in as ling up or just grade it separately, downgrade it, and try to sell the 3 of them for roughly, say, $28, $30. The next CDs that we have are, let's do the electronica pile. It's kind of interesting here. I need to play test The Art of Noise. It looks like it's about a $16 CD, but I may have to resurface it. Another CD by The Art of Noise, In Visible Silence, I'm putting the pauses there, is a $20 CD. This one's in excellent condition. Then there are a dance mix from 1999, a $9 CD, and it's an excellent plus. A dance mix volume 4, $12. And then a couple of them that I just decided to lot up, Then there's Rave Till Dawn, a 1992 reissue. It's a various original artist kind of compilation. Problem is, it's not the original one with the original songs. That CD's worth considerably more if you should be lucky enough to find it. Next CD is a group I had never heard of, Tattoo. 2 young Russian ladies. It's in good condition. The one that is the single CD The other one, the album CD is better. The hit was All the Things She Said, which hit number 12 in the United States. It's a pop electronica situation. I'll let them go for about $10 is a lot. The next one is Yellow, and this one is Stella by Yellow. It's a $12 CD. When I went back the next day, I found Yellow Flag, another $12 CD, and Yellow 1 Second, which was not in as good a condition. I just put a VG on it. It's worth about $2. I'll probably lot it up with something. It should move. Then the next one is about $5 CD. It's a double CD set called Digital Empire. It's got a slight scuff on the outside edge, so I rated it excellent because that scratch barely touches the playing surface. Another one is in EX Plus, which means some very minor defect on the face of the CD. Value is about $3. I'm going to lot it up with Plastic 3, which is another $3 CD, but at least with an amusing cover. And then we have Super Cute by, I'm going to guess it's by God 20. Super Cute and Steelworks. That's about a $12 lot for those two CDs. The next four CDs, I'm not sure what All the Dead Pilots and Singles Spies is about. It's I need to play test it. It's probably about an $8 CD on Discogs, maybe a little higher on eBay. Rumba Club is a Latin group of some kind, Desde la Capital, and it's worth about $11 for listing purposes. Ricardo Silveira, Storyteller, is another $8 CD. And Gravity Kills is apparently just a lot up situation. It doesn't have much monetary value. Then a couple of miscellaneous artist collection. Dick Van Dyke's Dance Party. And as strange as that title is, there's actually some pretty good stuff on there. Twist and Shout by the Isley Brothers. I Want Candy by the Strange Loves. And Fingertips by Stevie Wonder. And Tequila by the Champs. I was a little surprised, given the cover being Dick Van Dyke's smiling face and the artwork, that it had some of the better stuff from the early to mid-60s. Then there's the ubiquitous Jocks Jams, Volume 1. This one's in excellent condition, so it ought to be listed for about $10, and give it some time, it ought to move. Then there's Under the Mistletoe, another sort of cheesy cover, $8 in excellent condition, $8 on eBay. Now we're getting into some really iffy territory, I'll admit. Sunshine Quartet, $8 and very good. Telling the Story by the Pickerings, $12. Keystone, No Limitations, it'd be the only one on the web, $14. Pickerings would be the only one on the web. Sunshine Quartet would be the only one on the web. They might move, given that situation. If somebody wants them, I might just have to put them on Discogs, where I don't have the relisting problem that you have on eBay, and see what happens. Give it some time. The final religious CD is a children's one that I believe is LDS. It's still in the shrink wrap, which is slightly torn, $9. On the first day, I glanced at probably a couple hundred DVDs, and the only really interesting one was Chris Angel, Made in Japan, and it'd be about a $25 DVD, and this is in very nice but not perfect condition. But I saw the signature is not on the paper liner. It is actually on the plastic in the case, and I've seen others online that Mr. Angel signed the same way, the same sorts of angles and over-scrawling on the signature. I believe this is authentic. It lists anything from about $37, $38 up to $45. I'm going to call it $40, put it up on the web, and see what kind of offers I get. And now we have the greatest movie of all time, Edward D. Wood Jr.'s epic masterpiece, Plan 9 from Outer Space. If you don't believe Tim Burton was impressed enough by this movie that when he got to do some passion projects, when he negotiated a studio contract for him to do some very commercial movies, he included that he would have the right to make, I think it was 1 or 2 movies of his choice without the studio having any say over his choice. And the choice that he made was Ed Wood. And it's the Johnny Depp played a very over-the-top Ed Wood. And Martin Landau won Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Bela Lugosi. Plan 9, and another movie from the epic movie from the 1950s, Robot Monster, frequently top critics' list of the greatest movies of all time. Excuse me, the worst movies of all time. So there you have it. During the 2 days of shopping, I paid $16 for 50 CDs and the DVD that I plan to resell. The Plan 9's for personal use. I want it in my collection. To recap, the value of the CDs that I plan to sell will list for $305. There's 36 CDs. That's $8.47 a CD. But because I'm going to list several of them by lot, that would be $305 divided by 27 items, and that's a more healthy $11.30 per listing. And if you include the $40 for the signed DVD, that would bring the total up to $345 for 28 items, or $12.32 an item. Not too shabby. I probably pay. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you're not listing, you're hoarding. Happy hunting out there, everybody.